Hello, everybody. Welcome to my first ever podcast. I'm your host, Chloe, and this is my podcast called Genre. Today, we have our special guest, Breanna Wainwright.
Hi.
And I'd like to make my little thing that I have everybody do, drop a little bit of lore that they have, because this is a whole podcast about music lore. So I'd like our guest to tell some lore.
All right. Crazy lore about me. My school had a bomb threat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dang, how'd you react?
Well, obviously we were all scared when they actually told us. By the way, they kept us in there for 2 hours without telling us. Yeah.
I bet your parents were just like...
Oh, yeah, our parents knew before us and they were freaked out.
What?
It was not a real bomb. It was
Of
just
course.
someone... I went to a nerd school. Someone was building a computer, and their mom thought it was components for a bomb.
Oh my gosh. Like, I'm building a pipe bomb right now, mommy. Get up. It's just... I love that.
Yeah, no,
That's awesome.
And he was like, no, it's just a computer, please, please.
I'm just trying to play World of Warcraft 3.
I think he actually sold them. Yeah,
Oh.
so yeah.
I love that.
Just trying to make some money.
He's just trying to make a quick buck.
Real.
So, the artist that we're going to be going into is Jack Stauber. Now, I'll give a little introduction from a bird's eye because I didn't know anything about him except for the fact that he went really popular maybe 2020. But I know that there's claymation involved. He's really scary. Like, he has some scary concepts. And a little fact that I found out is that he had his fans send teeth, like their own teeth, so that he could put, because apparently he had a lot of teeth in the imagery of his music, and so he was having fans send their teeth, and then he was putting them inside of the claymation dolls that he was animating. And this is a true fact that
I did not know that. But you know what? That doesn't surprise me.
No. This is the artist that we're dealing with here.
Yep.
So let's get it started right off. How'd you find Jack Stauber? What about him interests you?
The first time I found Jack Stauber was his Buttercup music video. I don't know if it was even his. It was just an animated music video because I'm in the animation scene. And
mixed media and stuff.
I listened to it and I was like, all right, this is all right. And then slowly, obviously, the algorithm started suggesting more Jack Stauber to me. And the kind of strangeness and weirdness really called to me. And I fell in love with his work. And I ended up listening to a lot of it.
I love that. Like, because the whole thing is, like, artists, they're, I saw a thing because I want to be in music, and they say, like, in order to reach the most people, you don't try to make music for everybody. You try to make music for a specific group so that they can actually be touched.
Exactly.
And, like, you felt seen through that.
Yes, I love his work. It's strange, it's artistic, and it's exactly my kind of music.
I saw some of the videos, and it's very, like, first off, the claymation, it's kind of the same style as those Christmas movies, like Rudolph and
a little bit.
Snowman and stuff.
Those are more appropriate for children, I would say.
Yeah.
These are on a flat surface. He works on a flat surface, and the back of the character will be flat more often than not.
Right, yeah, so it's easier to move it and stuff. Is that what he did with the Opal video? Do you want to talk about the Opal video?
I'm pretty sure, yes. Because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have, like, the 3D, like, a full model. I think he just works on a piece, and that's what he does. For Opal, it's about the same as he usually does, and a lot of it's mixed media. I loved Opal when I found it. I was like, you know what, Adult Swim, you did great with this one.
What is it about?
Opal is about escapism, and it is about the idea of trying to escape the harsh realities of life. Yeah.
It was really, like, I think the reason why I couldn't even finish the video is because he uses music, or like of course the artist uses music in his videos, but he, like, the swelling and stuff, and, like, I was, like, looking at all of the hidden things that he has in there, or, like, the burger ad. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
What is the burger ad? Because I remember, like, closing my laptop whenever, like, everything went down with the whole, like, the screaming banshee kind of character inside of the what's it called, the thing on the top of the attic. Yeah. That.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
the attic when she's all alone.
Yeah.
So when she's all alone, she's trying once again to escape into to the reality she built, in which she envisions she's in the happy family with the Burger family, and she looks at that family and she envisions it's her. She was never part of the Burger family. That was all in her head. Her real family is the one in the house that she runs into.
Right.
That's her mom. That
is it kind of like Coraline almost, like the other mother thing, and like wanting to be a part of a family that actually treats you the way that you want to be treated, except in this case they weren't abusive and
yeah.
all that.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. It is a wanting to be in a place that you're not real, or in a place that's different from where you are. Like her dad doesn't even look at anyone besides himself. And her uncle can't see anyone, and he's obviously like rotting away. And her mom is also not doing good, and so all of these burdens are thrown onto a literal child. And she just wishes she could be anywhere but where she is.
What do you think Jack Stauber was trying to like tell with that story? Like, it seems very out of the blue, and the way that he makes the story is very have you seen the one where it's like, why is it raining? I'm under the thing, but it's raining. Have you seen that
Yes,
video?
I love that one, actually. I relate to that one, actually.
Is it that childlike, like, what's going on? Why are things happening to me? Why are bad things happening to good people? And
definitely some of that. A lot of his ideas go into the less like literal and more concepts. For that one, it's more about I'm doing everything right, but it's still going wrong. A lot of college students can relate to that. We're doing everything we can, and it's still raining. I did what was right, and it's still going wrong.
But it does like that. Sorry, to go into like the storytelling aspect, like that shows that he's a really good, I mean, obviously he's a really good storyteller. He has a massive following, but I was watching a cinema video, and like how to create the best story that you can, and like how to be original, because everybody that's an artist wants to be original and wants to make something that's so like unique and stuff. But every story that is ever going to be told has technically already been told, except for the one that you make yourself. And by that,
okay.
Now let me get into it for a second. What I mean is, like, for example, Taxi Driver. That movie, the director, he created it because he was broke. He like didn't have a place to live. I'm pretty sure he had a bunch of like college debt or something. He was in some type of debt. And so he was like, what can I do to... Actually, I'm not talking about Taxi Driver. I'm talking about that movie with Sandra Bullock, and like she's in space and stuff. She's getting slung around in space. And he was
I know what you're talking about.
He's like, this is what it feels like to be out of money and like have no direction or where to go. What's a story that I can tell, but not literally? What's the metaphor I can take out of this? And so Jack Stauber's probably like, I'm feeling this emotion right now where like it's spelled ANEMOI, nostalgia for a time or a place one has never known. That is like, I think everyone has kind of felt that, like yearning for something you've never had, or like you feel. I get that all the time, and it's an awful feeling. It's like, but it's also, it's like for me, like going by a Justice. When I walk by a Justice, that's what that's
gosh.
Like you see the pink bows, and you're like, oh, I remember when JoJo Siwa was cool. And now
I haven't seen a Justice store in years. They actually still sell some stuff in department stores, but they don't have their own stores anymore.
Oh, damn. I might also be thinking about Claire's.
Oh, Claire's for sure. They do have their own little stores in malls. But Justice has been kind of bought out. Yeah, because the style's gone out. And it's kind of sad to kind of watch your childhood fade away.
I think that's the point of a lot of Jack Stauber videos, though. Like, do you think that the Jack Stauber fandom is kind of going away based on him retreating from the limelight?
Yeah. I say, but that's also depends upon who you count as a fan. The people who really, really like his music,
Name
really
3
like
songs.
his stuff.
Name 3 songs right now. That kind of thing.
You you take what you have and you continue with it, and you realize that even if it's not new, you can re-listen to it and still enjoy it. It's like when you see a movie that you've seen 1,000 times over and you still enjoy it because it's your favorite. It's like that. It still has meaning to a lot of the fans who really enjoy his music. Especially, I like micropop. Dog Nightmare doesn't have any like real significance to me, personally, but I love it. It's a song that I can listen over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, just like something, you liking the way that something makes you feel is good enough of a reason. It doesn't have to be like, oh, the lyrics or anything.
Oh yeah. Of course, I'm sad that he doesn't publicly release anything anymore, and that I can't just have more, because obviously we always want more. Everyone always wants more. We're consumers. Yep. But it's nice to be content with what we have.
I really like that.
Yeah, and I really appreciate his art and what he has given us, and he's just a normal guy. So
yeah, I was looking at photos of him. I was expecting like some Marilyn Manson type, or like a bunch of body piercings, or maybe it has skeletons in his closet, like all the kind of his videos. But he's just a normal dude that's just a normal guy making things. Yeah. But I like that, and I like what you said about like the music. It's timeless. It's always going to mean something to someone at any point. The same with the Beatles or like Joan Jett or any other. I'm drawing a blank on a bunch of classic rock bands. Metallica, I guess. Like, it's always going to mean something to someone. Yes. But it doesn't matter if like new stuff isn't always constantly coming out. Like, you're appreciating the time capsule.
And I think it's because it's his art that makes it timeless like that. Because there's a bunch of pop songs I could think of that I've heard throughout the years, and honestly, they're forgettable. Yeah. There's some that I just grew up with, and that's a nostalgia factor. Right. But other than that, a lot of it's not something they put their heart into.
Yeah, yeah. And like music is a language, so it's not to say, like, you're not saying that there is a right or wrong way to do music, but you like the substance within Jack Stauber, you like the storytelling, but then you can always vibe to like, okay, I hate this song, but Dance Monkey, that song has no substance.
I like Dance Monkey. I don't care if it's care if it's bad. I like Dance Monkey, okay? I don't care if it's bad. Hey, listen, I also listen to Axel F. Crazy Frog. Like, whenever I feel like
ring, dick, dick, dick. Yeah. You talk about that guy?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that shows like the range of music and like music lovers and stuff. You're gonna have something for everyone in anything. And anyway, it was incredible having you on the show, and I loved talking about Jack Stauber with you. And you accomplished the exact thing that I want to accomplish on the show, which is I want to hear more about artists, and I want to hear what it means to people. So
well, I'm glad to talk about it, always. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Okay.
All right.